Hello. Yes. Yes. So now we know who Anthony Joshua is going to fight next. Tomorrow, actually. And that is none other than Robert Helenius, the Finnish giant nightmare, whatever skin. I don't know what his nickname was. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you could pretty much expect this. Just the fact that they had chosen Dillian White as his opponent. It speaks a lot that they are not interested in a really dangerous opponent for Joshua. Just someone who can give him some kind of fight, some kind of test, but not too hard one. Well, Helenius was knocked out his last fight in one round by Deontay Wilder. However, there have been speculations and rumors since then that he actually threw that fight because he was the sparring partner of Wilder to make him a favorite, to put it that way. Anyway, whatever the truth there, what is certain is that Helenius has seen his best days already, and I don't know how old is he. He's like, well, gotta be at least 40 by now. And despite the height and everything, he's actually 39. All right, but he doesn't have that much left till he turns 40, like 4 months or something. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I think that Helenius can still give Joshua a good fight, but he's not there to win it. Definitely not. The thing with Joshua is now that he has been, defeated twice by Alexander Usyk. His self confidence, has taken a tumble now. Of course, yeah, he's just not the same guy he was like 4 years ago, or even a couple of years ago. It's really a shame that he didn't get to fight Tyson Fury back in 2021 because but maybe better for him because I don't know if he would have been really favored to win that fight. Still, Joshua is now also kind of approaching the age. He's 33, but he will be 34 soon in 2 months. So he's approaching that age where that your prime ends. But his prime, I think, already has ended. Definitely, actually, yeah. And when he fought Jermaine Franklin this April, he didn't exactly look, impressive. I think everybody will agree on that. Even though Jermaine Franklin is a kind of a tricky opponent, he throws a lot. He's fast hands. Yeah. For Joshua, it was just a very bad idea that to rematch Usyk, even though he did do better than in the first fight, certainly, but not well enough still. So yeah, after he was just rebuilding himself after the Ruiz loss, which was kind of devastating, of course. But it was his first loss. He only had one. He had avenged it, and he beat Pulev. And then he got too cocky, like, Usyk, yeah, who is he? A cruiserweight I can beat. I will knock him out. And everybody was just, I can't believe how stupid everybody was They were just looking at the size, at the power. What about the boxing skills? What about the movement, the speed? All those were really fields where Usyk had a great advantage, a huge advantage over Joshua. And his chin is great as well. Yeah, had he been a chin guy, I would have understood why they picked him as an opponent, but no way, man. It was a terrible miscalculation on Eddie Hearn's behalf. Anyway, moving past history, Helenius is a slow guy. He doesn't have Joshua's athletic abilities, nowhere near that. He was always a rather stiff guy, but still, a rather capable fighter. All in all, he's not a bad technical boxer. Actually, it's just that his defense may be sometimes lacking because of his being slow and stiff, being so big. Looking at his losses, he was knocked out by Johan Duhaupa in 2016. Wow, that was a rather devastating defeat, especially since Duhaupa never was a really a marquee fighter, a marquee name. Yeah, he was a solid fighter who went 11 rounds with Wilder, but still, never, somebody like Anthony Joshua or anywhere near. I mean, not in that same. Even Dillian White, I think, would have probably, beaten him. And he lost to Dillian White himself in 2017, but that was on points. However, he lost really yeah, clearly. Yeah, he didn't look that great. Shoot, yes. So, yeah, I don't know how much Helenius, can offer in this fight. I think he's just there to lose, to pick up his paycheck and get another, his last big payday, his last big showing. And that's good. That's still good for him. And yeah, those two Kovnatski wins will be his final, you know, really good showings. I can't call it great wins because Kovnatski was obviously, untested at the time. He has lost since then twice, I believe. Yeah, twice more. He himself is not that young, actually, as I thought. So, yeah. Well, when it comes to Anthony Joshua, Anthony Joshua must look good in this fight because if he doesn't, I don't know if he will ever, if there will be any point in him seeking a big fight like against Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. Well, Fury, we know he's so unreliable. We don't know if he will ever fight a top fighter again. Hopefully he will, but you know. However, I think it would a fight with Wilder would make much more sense now for Joshua than it would have been like in 2000, 20, let's say, or yeah, 21. Since Wilder now has lost twice to Fury, he's no longer in his prime. He still has that big, huge right hand, though. But I think he's much more beatable for Joshua now. Yeah, than he was, pre 2020. So, yeah, I mean, Fury definitely took his, mojo, whatever you call it. Yeah, Alright, what do I expect from this fight? How harsh it will play out? Well, when you have two huge guys, there will be a lot, some holding, definitely. There will be holding. It will be a messy fight for sure, I believe. A rather messy fight. I don't expect a pretty fight at all, but I hope it will, you know, be watchable anyway. I hope that we get to see a knockout, but I wouldn't really be too sure, after Joshua's last outing, And yeah, Helenius, he can still punch, but you know, I mean, against someone like Joshua, he's not that, you know, his chin is not that weak, so you need to hit him with quite a lot of big punches to get him out of there. So I don't think Helenius can do that at this point. Probably not. So Joshua will likely struggle, himself through to a points victory, most likely. But there is a chance he can stop Helenius kind of later in the fight, probably if he happens to land also enough big punches. He can, if we can see a stoppage, maybe I don't know, in the ninth round, something, 10th, 11th, yeah. So I favor Joshua, yeah, definitely, I favor him to win. But that's not because I think he has got so much, he's that great now, but because I mean he never was that great. Anyway, let's face it. But I think that Helenius just doesn't have enough left, in the tank. Yeah, but of course, who knows? He can always surprise us. There is always a chance Helenius can surprise us again, but he will probably like have some good moments. Yeah, definitely. Even in his worst fights, he had one or two good moments where he would where he rocked his opponents or stuff like that. But since he's that slow, it's hard for him to follow up. Whenever he does hurt some or rock some. Yeah. So him being able to take out Kovnetsky was more a testament to how poor Kovnetsky's defensive skills were, and also him being that really much smaller guy, really, physically. Yeah, I think also, and his chin not being really tested. So yeah, and Joshua, on the other hand, yeah, as I said, he still has that power. I mean, and this is a completely different opponent than Jermaine Franklin because Helenius is so much taller and bigger, heavier. So I think it will go all right for Joshua this time. He will not, I hope he will not look as poor as he did against Franklin. So yeah, my prediction is that Joshua wins either on points or by a kind of a later stoppage. I've had many such predictions, I know, but I mean it can come a little sooner, I guess, around 7 if Joshua should land something big, before that. But yeah, he hasn't really shown. I mean, against Pulev, he did take him 9 rounds, so I don't think he can dispose of Helenius much quicker, either. So yeah, all right. So there you have it. All right. See you next week. Bye.